Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you. I am your host, your host, and as usual, in the ghost mode, Mohit Jain, with actual question asked. Yes, actual question asked during the time interval 12 September to 18 September 2001 at TCS Ninja Drive, which was actually conducted on the TCS Ion platform, and the structure was same as of TCS NQT. In this particular session, I would be concentrating on few questions, rather 12, 13 questions we will be trying to solve here, which are from time and work, but are generally solved with my infamous masala formula. So what is this masala formula? We'll first try to learn that, and then we will solve out these questions in this session. So on this note, let's see what the masala formula is. So when we talk about time and work, what are the basic three variables attached to time and work? They are M, T and W. M, generally we call it men, but actually they can be anything which help us in performing the duty or performing the work or performing the service. It can be men, it can be women, it can be children, it can be unskilled labor, skilled labor, machines, anything. So nomenclature used for labor here is M. T stands for time. Obviously we are talking about time and work, time should be there, and the normal nomenclature that we use for time and work is H and D. H stands for hours and D stands for days. And W obviously is the work which we need to do. So now first of all, we'll try to find the relationship between these three variables. So the first one, relationship between men and time when work to be done is constant. Like 10 units work need to be done, then obviously if we increase the number of men, the time required to produce that particular work will fall. That means they are inversely related to each other. And when M and T is inversely related to each other, we can very easily use M1T1 equals to M2T2, given that work to be done is constant. Now if I break this T into hours and day, or day and hour, we can see the first step of our masala formula, M1 D1 H1 equals to M2 D2 H2, MDH MDH. That's why I call it the infamous masala formula, applicable to solve many good questions in time and work. Now let us take M and W, relationship between men and work where time is constant, like only 2 hours is given. Then obviously if I increase the number of men, or I increase the number of man hours, or increase the number of machine hours, what will happen? Obviously the work produced will also increase. That means they are directly related to each other. In this case, M1 by W1 will be equals to M2 by W2, given that time is constant. Now using the concept of joint variation, if I use these two equations together, and if I take all the three variables where all varies, we'll get the expanded version of masala formula. That would be M1 D1 H1 by W1 equals M2 D2 H2 by W2. And this becomes our new masala concept, which we shall be using. Here all the three variables M, T and W varies. But hey, stop. What is the main assumption which we have to consider while using this formula? The main assumption which need to be considered is the efficiency of these two type of group of people or group of machine is same. Whenever this group of workers M1 and M2, their efficiency is same, then only this formula fits in. What if the efficiency of these two group is different? Obviously, it's quite natural. If this group contains 10 men and this group contains 5 women and 5 men, obviously the efficiency of the two groups would be different. Skilled, unskilled, men, women, child, all have got different efficiency. So whenever the concept of efficiency also comes into picture, we need to multiply both sides with their efficiency ratios. That means the full together, the entire formula will look like E1 M1 D1 H1 by W1 equals E2 M2 D2 H2 by W2. This is one way of solving if different efficiency people are given to us, or else we can convert these two group into the same efficiency platform. Like here we have 10 men and here we have like 20 women, and now if it is known that work of one man is same as work of 3 women or work of 2 women or work of 1.5 women, accordingly either we can convert these men into the efficiency level of women or these women into equivalent with men. So whatever be the scenario, the masala will always remain the king and we would be using it. In the coming part of the session, I'll try to solve all different types of questions which can be solved with help of masala concept. So on this note, let's begin now. Okay, the first example on the screen. A sweet vendor got an order to deliver 900 boxes of a certain sweet in 5 days. So the work which he have got is to produce 900 boxes and the time is 5 days. In order to complete the task, he employed 3 workers. Okay, men engaged are 3 to work for 6 hours daily on it. So hours is also given, that is 6 hours. This is what is the job to be done. In 2 days, now what happens in 2 days? Only 180 boxes are prepared. How many more workers does he have to employ on it so that by working for 8 hours daily, he can complete the order on time? Now, these 180 boxes are prepared in 2 days by 3 men who have worked for 6 hours a day. This is what has actually happened. Now, what is the remaining work? Work left is 900 minus 180, that is 720 boxes need to be prepared. In how many days? Since the order need to be done on time, the work to be done now in 5 minus 2, that is 3 days. How many men we require? Let us write it as M because we don't know. And these M people are ready to work for 8 hours daily. Now as we can see, this was expectancy. This is what was expected as far as efficiency is concerned. But this is actually what had happened. This is actual happened. And this is what we need to derive. That means our masala formula will be applicable on these two set of data, because for these two set of data, efficiency of men is same. Clear? Our formula M1 D1 H1 by W1 equals M2 D2 H2 by W2. Let's fit in this with 1. Here M is 3, days 2, hours 6, work done 180. Here M2 is M. We don't know how many people would be invested. Days remaining 3, hours working is 8, and job remaining is 900 minus 180, that is 720. This goes 90, this goes 2 times, this goes off, 3 goes with 3. That means M is equals to 6. we require 6 men, but we already have 3 men with us. That means extra men required are 6 minus 3, that is 3. Option C is the best pick. And MDH rocks. Now here what we have. A pony shelter has 60 ponies. Okay, these are our men. There is a water reservoir in a pony shelter that has enough water storage capacity for 30 days when the shelter is full of capacity. Okay, so these are days, and enough water capacity is our work. After 6 days from the beginning, 20 ponies die. Okay, the structure in M changes. Then how long will the remaining water last? Now remaining water lasts. That means in this case, water is fixed. That means our work is fixed. If W is fixed, then M and T are related as we know, M1 T1 equals to M2 T2. But here we can see that after 6 days, equations are changing related to M, that is ponies. So I can say that this is equals to M2 T2 plus M3 T3. Initially, we have got 60 ponies who can use this water for 30 days. This total must be equals to 60 ponies who have enjoyed water for 6 days, and since 20 ponies died, we are left with only 40, and they will enjoy the remaining water for T3 days. Once we solve this, we can get the value for how long the remaining water is going to last for the remaining 40 ponies. 60 into 30 minus 60 into 6 will be 60 into 24 divided by 40 is equals to T3. 23 times, 22 times, and this will go 12. 12 into 3 is 36. The remaining water storage would last now for 36 more days for the remaining 40 ponies. Option B is the fit. Cows or 8 goats can graze a grazing ground in 12 days. That means efficiency of 12 cows is same as efficiency of 8 goats. That is equivalent. 12 cows work is equivalent to 8 goats work. Now in how many days can 6 cows and 20 goats? 6 cows and 20 goats can graze the same ground. That means ground means work, which is constant. We can use our formula M1 T1 equals to M2 T2. But here, what should be M1 and what should be M2? Here M2 is 6 cows and 20 goats. M1 is either 12 or 8 goats. So out of these two, we can only keep one variable here at M1. And whatever variable we select, the same variable need to be there at the place of M2. So here easily we can see that it is 6 cows and it is 12 cows. That means if 12 cows is equivalent to 8 goats, 6 cows is equivalent to 4 goats. Let me convert these cows into goats. 6 cow is 4, 4 plus 20. That means this group is actually equivalent to 24 goats. And in M1, then we will consider goats itself. So M1 T1 equals to M2 T2. 8 goats graze in 12 days. 24 goats graze in how many days? We need T2. 8, 3, gone. This is 4. T2 is 4 days. This group of animals would be grazing the same ground in 4 days. Option D fits in. 28 men can complete an assignment in 15 days. MT. Totally, how many men should be engaged in order to complete the work in 5 days in advance? That means work to be done is same. We will again have M1 T1 equals to M2 T2. Here number of men are 28. They require 15 days. We don't know how many men would be required to complete the work in 5 days advance. That means 15 minus 5. Only in 10 days. So this is 10, 5, 2, 5, 3, 2, this is 14. That means M2 is 14 into 3, that is 42. We require 42 men if we want to complete the same work in 10 days. Given that the efficiency of all the men are same. Obviously that is always the underlying assumption. Option D is the answer. Okay, the next one on the screen. 50 workers can construct a bridge, work is suppose one bridge, in 40 days by working 8 hours per day. This is the contract. But they work for 30 days and complete only half of the work. That means 50 men work for 30 days, 8 hours a day and completed this work. How many more men, let it be M, are needed to complete the work? Half of the work is left on time. That means only 10 days are left, but by working 10 hours per day. So we know, as we have seen in previous question also, all the three variables are varying. We can use the first level of masala formula among these two group of people which have got same efficiency. M1 D1 H1 by W1 equals M2 D2 H2 by W2. Here W1 and W2 is same. We can cancel it out. So 50 into 30 into 8 equals M into D2 is 10 and H2 is 10. 0, 0, 0, 0 gone. So M equals 24 into 5, that is 120. We require 120 men to complete the remaining work in the remaining time, working 10 hours a day. But we already have 50 workers who are also ready to work for 10 hours per day as per the given situation. So extra men required are 120 minus 50, that is 70. Option A is the pick. And it's an humble request. You can pause any time and go through the question and then try to solve the answer, then look out for the solution. And I think this is also same as the previous one. XYZ Buildcon takes a project to complete 90 kilometer long 6-lane express highway. That means work to be done is of 90 kilometer in 600 days and employ 90 men for the same. Okay, this is the contract. After 200 days, they found only 10 kilometer of that has been completed. Work done 10 kilometer by 90 men. How many extra men, let it be M, must be employed to complete the work on time? So remaining work is 80 kilometer, 90 minus 10, and remaining days are 600 minus 200, that are 400 days. So on these two data, we can run our masala. M1 D1 by W1 equals M2 D2 by W2. I have used only D1 and D2 because here R parameter is not there. So 90 men. 90 men, 200 days, completed 10 kilometer. How many men? 400 days will complete 80. This gone 8 time and this is 50. Yes. Then 5 will go either 40. M2 is 9 into 40, that is 360. We require 360 men and we already have 90 men. That means extra men are 360 minus 90, that is 270. 270 extra men required. Option B fits in, and masala rocks. Okay, you must have read the question. If not, then pause it and read it. And I think this is much more simpler than the masala concept. Work and wages can be treated as synonyms. Instead of work, we can also use wages. Three contractor A, B, C, Amit, Vineet and Chaman take up rupees 55 lakh 50,000 project, means that can be treated as a work, together to complete it in 1 year. Amit puts 15 workers for 3 months. Workers or men, and this is time, that is in months. 15 workers for 3 months is by Amit. Vineet puts 20 workers for 4 months, 7 months gone, and Chaman puts 12 workers for 5 months. We can see that this is 1 year time done. How much should Chaman get at the end of the year? Let's find the work done by this group. We know that M1 T1 by W1 is constant. Then for the work done, we can multiply M1 and T1 to get the effective ratios of their work done. So with M into T, we can get the effective ratio in which wages should be distributed with concept of M1 into T1. 15 into 3 is 45, 20 into 4 is 80, and 12 into 5 is 60. That means wages need to be distributed in the ratio of 45 is to 80 is to 60. 5 9, 5 16, 5 12. This is for A, this is for B, and this is for C. They have asked how much should C get. C will get in proportion now 12 by 25 37, yes, into 55 lakh 50,000. So we can have 5550 divided by 37, that is 1.5 lakh, into 12, that is 18 lakh. So Chaman should get 18 lakh. Option D is the pick. Okay, the next one on your screen. 6 men of equal ability are required to complete the work in 26 days. 6 men, 26 days. If 2 of these men work at 25% of their efficiency, okay, and the remaining 4 men work at 150 of their efficiency, means now the group of men is converted into 2 with 25% efficiency and 4 with 150% efficiency into 1.5. Let me do. This is the new group of men we have, which is equivalent in efficiency with this particular man's efficiency. In how many lesser days will it now take to complete the work? It will take D days to complete the work, and since work done is constant, we can use our M1 D1 equals to M2 D2. 6 men completing in 26 days. Now the effective man in the second group is how much? This is 6.5. 4 into 1.5 is 6, and this is half. So now this effective efficiency of the second group of men becomes 6.5. And in how many days they would be completing the work? So D is 6 into 26 divided by 65 into 10. Let me do here. 13 2, 13 5 and 2. 4 into 6 is 24. Means this group of person would be completing the work in 24 days. That means they will be saving on 26 minus 24, that is 2 days. In how many lesser days? In 2 days less, they would be able to complete the work. Option C is the pick. Okay, so with the next one, and I hope you have read this. And again on the same lines of masala concept, I took a project from a construction company to make an arc bridge in 60 days. I employ 40 men and each man working for 6 hours a day, and the work to be done is the construction of one bridge. This is the contract. But after 36 days, I found only 40% of the work is done. How many extra men? That means 40 men working 6 hours a day have produced only 40% of the work. Work remaining is 60 days. Days remaining are 60 and here 36. That is 24 days. Now, how many men do I need to employ? Let it be M, so that the work is completed on time, with each person working for 9 hours a day. So with these two data, we will play the masala. M1 D1 H1 by W1 equals M2 D2 H2 by W2. M1 is 40 days 36 hours 6. Work done 40%. Let me write this as 40. M2 D2 is 24, H2 is 9, and W2 is remaining work, that is 60%. Let me write this as 60. 12 2, 12 5, 5 gone here, 8 8 5, then 9 4, and 2 is 3. That means M2 is 5 into 4, 20 into 3, 60. We require 60 men now. Extra men require are 60 minus 40, that is 20. 20 more men are required. Option C fits in. Now we need to see whether whatever you are answering there on the chat screen is correct or not. Okay. If 300 carpenters men, 300 are required to finish 1000 cricket bats, work to be done 1000 in 25 days, working 8 hours a day. How many beds can be made if 500 carpenters work for 1 day, working 24 hours? Straight away we can use our masala. M1 D1 H1 by W1 equals M2 D2 H2 by W2. 300 into 25 into 8 by 1000 beds equals 500 into 1 into 24 by W. We are looking out for how many beds they can produce. Okay, so 8 3 times, this will be 100 gone. 25 is 20. So W is 20 into 10, that is 200. So 200 beds can be produced by 500 men in 1 day working 24 hours. 200 beds, option D is the correct one. Yes, many of you, I can see the answer given by you is 200 beds. Good. Let's move on to the next one. So now we have Patangwala. Mr. Patangwala got a contract of making 2 lakhs kites. Okay. Work to be done is 2 lakh for a kite festival in 10 days. He employs 20 workers. At the end of 2 days, only 20,000 kites could be made by the 20 workers. How many more workers? That means W. Oh no, not this W, this is M. Workers stands for M. M. How many more workers does he employ to be complete the task on time? Time remaining is 8 days. and he need to produce 1,80,000 more of the kites. Use masala here. M1 D1 W1 equals M2 D2 W2. So we have M1 was 20. 20 into 2 by 20,000 equals M into 8 by 1,80,000. So this will go 9 and this is 4. 20 by 4 is 5. That means M is 9 into 5, 45. We need 45 men. Extra men are 45 minus 20. 20 were already there. We need 25 more men now so that the work is completed on time. Option A is the pick. Question offering which can be solved using this masala concepts are very simple. It would be M, D, H and W, and we need to just work it out on which two groups that will fit in. To make life complicated, these kind of fractions are given. A company was assigned a project for creating a railway link for a certain stretch in a difficult terrain. See unnecessary information. And it engaged 74 workers. M74 for the task. Task is, let it be one railway track. After the passage of 46 2 by 13% of the allocated time. So let time is 1. 46 2 by 13. 46 into 13 is 8, 1, 12, 13, 9 and 1. 598 plus 2, that is 600 by 13% of the time. Construction of only 37% work is done by 74 people. How many more workers, that means we need to find M2, should be engaged so as to enable the company to complete the project within the allocated time. Now how much is the work left? 100 minus 37, that is 63% of the work left. How much is the time left? 1 minus 600 by 13%, that would be 1300 minus 600, that is equals to 700 by 13%. That means time T1 and T2 is used in the ratio 6:7 that we can see, and this is 3763. Fair enough, we'll use 6:7 for time. That's it. So M1 T1 by W1 equals M2 T2 by W2. M1 is 74, T1 is 6, W1 is 37. M2 we are calculating the value of M, T2 is 7 and W2 is 63. 7, 9 times 37, this gone 2 times. So M is 12 into 9, that is 108 men would be required. But we are looking out for how many extra men are required. So extra men required are 108 minus 74, that is 34. 34 extra men are required to complete whatever remaining work is in the remaining time. Option D is the pick. Okay, the last one for this season, not for this season, for this session on masala concept, the very famous MDH masala formula, and see what we have. A contractor is given a target time for the construction of a bridge and he engaged 64 men for the task. He finds that in 45 5 by 11% of the given time given is 100%, this is 45 5 by 11, 11 into 45 is 495 plus 5 is 500. So this is 500 by 11% of the time. 40% of the task is completed. Work done is again 100%, 40% is completed by 64 men. How many more men to be engaged in order to meet the target time? M 100 minus 500 by 11, 1100 minus 5, this is 600 by 11%. 100 minus 40 is 60. So this ratio becomes 2:3 and this ratio becomes 5:6. So we have M1 T1 by W1 equals M2 T2 by W2. 64 into 5 divided by 2 equals m into 6 divided by 3. 2 gone, 232, and this is 16. That means m is 16 into 5, 80. We require 80 people. Extra number of people required are 80 minus 64, that is 16. We require 16 more people now. Option A is the best fit.